welcome Chef Martin Zignan to present the Chef Nicholas Colletti of Professionalism Award to Chef William Hunt. This award embodies the best of who we are as chefs and leaders. And tonight we honor someone who demonstrates those values every single day. So, here you go, Chef Martin.
Good evening. The dictionary defines a professional as someone who does a job that requires special training, education, or skill. Someone engaged in an activity as their main paid occupation. By that definition, anyone who draws a paycheck in a restaurant kitchen is a professional. You know, we all know that ain't so. We know it's much more than that. Joe Paterno once said, professionalism has nothing to do with getting paid for your services. Real professionalism shows in how we carry ourselves, how we treat others with respect, how we maintain integrity, and how we strive to do quality every single day. Professionalism is doing your best, even when no one is watching you, to call you out on it. It's about honesty, integrity, and having genuine respect for the people we serve and the people we work alongside. It's about taking pride in what you do and always trying to do everything the right way. At its heart, professionalism is simple. Pride in your work, commitment to quality, dedication to the people you serve. Tonight, we're going to recognize someone who lives those values every day. Someone whose career shows that professionalism isn't a title you hold. It's a way that you work, the way that you lead, and the way that you live your life. I've had the privilege of knowing Bill Hunt for more than 50 years. And we still look good for being this old, don't we? Started out as classmates, moved into colleagues, and most importantly, he's a dear friend. And over those 5 decades, I've seen firsthand what true professionalism looks like, because Bill has embodied it every step of the way. It was truly an honor for me to nominate him for this award, and tonight it's my great privilege to introduce the recipient of the Chef Nicholas Colletti Professionalism Award, my friend Chef Bill Hunt.
Thank you. I had started some notes. I think, it's only fair first. Thank you, Lord. I'm not sure if there's another William Hunt in the audience. Am I the right person up here?
You are.
That said, I think following along those lines, I'd like to congratulate Nick for Chef of the Year, and Robert for Pastry Chef of the Year, Evelyn for Educator of the Year, and of course Vice Divisions for Purveyor of the Year. And I don't know if Mike is here. Is Mike Claudel here tonight? No, but I know Keith, you had nominated him, and I think Michael is a fine young culinarian that I think deserves the award as much as myself, or if not more. But thank you everybody for, for voting for me. I appreciate it very much. And I think Art had mentioned some of the words or definitions of what professionalism actually is. And I think, reliability, credibility, dependability, optimism, all those things are never, I don't think, a goal you set out to win at any point in your life. But when you're recognized for it, I think it makes you look back. And I think, when you're growing up, you certainly never think of professionalism, especially growing up in the 60s and the 70s. I think, we were trying to be so different than the generation before us, as I guess every generation does. That's how we evolve. Next generation comes up, they have new ideas, and they're strong in presenting them, and that's how we evolve as a species. So that's all good things. Myself, how I got here, I have to say, is I've just been fortunate to be around so many people, many of them in this room, that I've been able to look after and up to in my career. And in the food service industry, we all know how difficult it can be, especially just starting out in it, and the hours, the weekends, the holidays, and all that. I never thought of myself as going into education. It was happened really by accident. And I found myself really, really enjoying it. And I think the reason why I enjoy it is because I love to give back to folks, younger folks that are coming into the industry, and try to give back some of the things that folks have given me throughout my career in coming up in this industry. And it's just by happenstance that we have to be in Pittsburgh, where, let's face it, we've had 5 national presidents of the ACF come out of Pittsburgh. Certification started in Pittsburgh, apprenticeship started in Pittsburgh. So my goodness, we had plenty of mentors in Pittsburgh that led the way. So if you didn't fall in line with that, I don't want to say it's bad, but it made it a lot easier to come up in this industry through those folks. So for that, I'm eternally thankful. Many of you are in this room. Helped me in my career, and thank you for the ACFPittsburgh chapter. I appreciate it. Thank you, Art. And by the way, if any of you have any, want to give Art a punch or two, it was his birthday last week. So I'm just saying,
How many punches?
I think it's 71. Yeah. And, one more thing, we're both so fortunate, that we both graduated from CEC as the first apprenticeship program, and now we're back at the school, trying to do the same things that, Chef Marty and Chef Metz, Chef Schaefer, Chef Jerry Lawrence, Chef Edwin Brown, trying to do for us. And now it's our opportunity to give back, and believe me, those are some big shoes to fill. All right.